Hey, friends! This time we're taking a look at a picture that made a TV star a movie star. That star was Clint Walker, who shot to fame with his Western show, Cheyenne. He needed a starring vehicle for his breakout into movies, and he found one. This one. So we're talking about Night of the Grizzly from 1966. Our story goes like this. Former lawman Big Jim Cole has just inherited a ranch in Wyoming and relocates his family there. It turns out to be in rather poor shape, but no matter, they'll fix it up. Local rich guy Jed Curry wants that land. Not for any real purpose, he just kinda wants it. Anyway, Cole isn't selling, and Curry stews over how to grab the place. Now, there are a few troublemakers in town, including Curry's sons, but nothing Cole can't handle. Cole has two real problems. First is a grumpy grizzly bear killing off his stock. Apparently, this grizzly bear named Satan is a bad bear and no one can stop it. He has a taste for Cole's cows, so Cole decides the bear has to be turned into a rug sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, Yogi here has killed some guys trying to hunt him down, and Curry offers a big reward for the bear's hide. Cole needs that money to pay off a loan or he'll lose his ranch. His other problem is a bounty hunter / big game hunter who just drifted into town, Cass Dowdy. Cole and Cass have some history. Cass used to be on the side of the law as Cole's deputy back in Utah, but Cole sent him up the river for killing someone who turned out to be innocent. Now Cass wants revenge. If he can kill the bear before Cole, that is if he doesn't kill Cole first, Curry will pay him the reward money, and then Cole can't pay off his loan at the bank, and Curry will grab the ranch. Can Cole kill the bear? Will Cass get his revenge? In our cast, we have Clint Walker, of course, fresh off his star-making turn as Cheyenne in the TV Western of the same name. He's very good here as our stalwart hero. Fans of his show have sort of adopted Night of the Grizzly as an unofficial sequel of sorts to Cheyenne. Martha Hare plays Mrs. Cole. She did lots of stuff, including Houseboat, Sabrina, The Sons of Katie Elder, and she played the love interest in First Men in the Moon. She also surreptitiously wrote the sequel to True Grit, Rooster Cogburn, using a pen name. Keenan Wynn plays the rich rancher dude Curry who wants Cole's land. He's serviceable as always. Future Tarzan actor Ron Eli plays one of his sons. Grandma Walton, Ellen Corby, is on hand selling livestock, and we also have a comedic turn by Nancy Culp, best known as Jane Hathaway on the Beverly Hillbillies. You'll spot character actor Med Flory as Ellen Corby's son. He was in a bunch of things, including The Hearse and The Gumball Rally, both of which I've reviewed elsewhere on the channel. He also pops up in The Nutty Professor, The Reluctant Astronaut, and in a bit of serendipity, being as how Corby plays his mom, he was in the film that inspired the TV series The Waltons, 1963's Spencer's Mountain. Cass the bad guy was played by longtime actor Leo Gordon. He brings some menace as the man with a history. Jack Elam has a rare turn as a good guy for once. Usually Elam played the heavy, but here he's a friendly good guy. Don Haggerty plays Cole's friend and former deputy and other longtime character actor. Benson, the town banker, is played by Regis Toomey. Finally, we have the bear itself. Bozo the bear was a very young grizzly when this picture was made, and he looked it, which is why most of his scenes are shot at night or in close-ups. He looks pretty small when you see him walking around, more or less regular bear size. Bozo did go on to lasting fame, though, starring as Ben in The Life and Times of Grizzly Adams. In the director's chair, we have the legend himself, Joseph Pevney. If that name sounds familiar, it's because he helmed no less than 14 episodes of classic Star Trek, including The City on the Edge of Forever, The Trouble with Tribbles, Arena, Wolf in the Fold, and Devil in the Dark. Pevney had directed Hollywood movies like Away All Boats, Torpedo Run, Tammy and the Bachelor, Man of a Thousand Faces, and The Crowded Sky. After Night of the Grizzly, he devoted himself exclusively to television, making this his last standalone feature film. Now, this picture is very watchable. The photography is pretty good, and the cast is awash with familiar faces and solid actors. But, to be honest, this is what I'd call a Sunday afternoon ho-hummer. It's the kind of picture that would come on TV on Sunday afternoons, and it was just good enough to keep watching and not bad enough to trade for anything else on the dial. And this one has a lot of television people and a lot of the people behind Clint Walker's hit show working on it. I think the trouble with this picture, if there is one, is that it has no true villain. Now, usually in something like this, Keenan Wynn would be the bad guy, and his sons the big troublemakers, but Wynn never does anything all that villainous. He wants Cole's land, sure, but he does very little to force Cole to fork it over. He does no conniving and even tells his kids not to hassle Cole. The sons are no real threat either, just town layabouts. Cass the bounty hunter is probably the closest thing we have to a bad guy, and even then, Cole's son likes Cass, and the feeling is mutual, almost as if he were an uncle figure. You can tell that deep down he doesn't really want to kill Cole. Well, not really, and Cole doesn't want to kill him. Even the grizzly bear is not a true villain. Okay, he's clever, but he's just a grumpy bear. A grumpy grizzly. Sure, he's a threat, killing livestock just for fun, and then killing people, but only when attacked. He's not an existential threat, which is something I wish the writers would have leaned into. Cole vaguely touches on the bear being something a man has to defeat, as if it were a test of some kind, but other than that, you don't really see it here. Something like Track of the Cat, starring Robert Mitchum, did this kind of thing better, where the mountain lion in question kind of represents something more. The grizzly here was only used for some shots, others being handled by a stuntman in a bear costume. The switch between the two is not glaringly obvious for the time in which this movie was made, and Pevney wisely keeps the shots quick to cover the switch from one to the other. Anyway, hey, this one is certainly watchable and very family friendly, and even though a grizzly bear is tearing things up, literally, most of the blood we see is a classic Hollywood shade of reddish-orange paint, and not particularly realistic. Also, Cole's teenage daughter is admired by the menfolk, but never in any real danger, if you know what I mean. So, kids could watch this just fine. Whether it really fits or not, the movie also has some humor laced throughout. This offering from Olive Films is the one to get, as, surprisingly for Olive, they have a good interview with Walker and some other extras. Usually with Olive, they don't even give you a trailer. As westerns go, Night of the Grizzly is no legend the likes of The Searchers or Rio Bravo, and it has less weight than it could have had, but it does have a very good cast and solid direction, and Clint Walker at the height of his fame. So I'm giving Night of the Grizzly 2.5 paws up. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.